Good morning, Big Brothers fans. It is Wednesday, June 19th, and today is the first day of Big Brother 21. The Houseguests are moving in the house today. We know that because CBS advertised for audience members. There was an ad posted by one of the other fan Twitter accounts showing that CBS needs two sets of audiences, one at about 7 a.m. Big Brother time, that would be Pacific, and about, I think, was it 2 p.m. or 10 p.m.? No, that's later on I think maybe in the early afternoon, maybe 1 o'clock or something, but point is, they're doing two different tapings, it appears. Now, some people guess that it was night 1 and night 2, but in reality, I think they're going to have the Houseguests, and I think this is what most of us agree on, is that they're going to have the Houseguests go in two different groups of 8, like they did last season, and have them do a competition right when they enter. So, and then they'll probably, they'll crown two winners and have those two winners go head-to-head to become the first head of household like they did last season. That would be my guess. And so rather than have one studio audience for the entire thing, they're going to have two different studio audiences. We'll never know the difference because we'll never see the studio audiences except for the back of their heads. But it would be interesting to watch if they have a wide shot of the Houseguests as they get ready to enter the house. If you really want to play along, you can look to see ooh, that's not the same head that was there the first time around. I doubt we'll notice the difference. That's really the biggest news that I have for today. I did a long CarCast yesterday talking about each Houseguest and what I thought. I have not had a chance today or last night to watch any more of the Ica interviews, so I don't have much more of an opinion. There's still rumors about whether there's any kind of connections in the house. I can't confirm. It seems pretty obvious that Tommy and Christy do know each other. Whether that was an intentional casting or a OL kind of a casting, don't know yet. Do know that Tommy does have a connection with a former Houseguest as well. I'm not going to say the name only because I don't have that person's permission yet to say their name. Although I did read somewhere that the person's already said, yes, I know Tommy. I just haven't seen the actual quote online. So rather than blurt it out, I'd rather have their permission to say, yes, they know Tommy. But I did have a DM with this person last night. And they confirmed they know Tommy, but I still want them to say, and yes, you can tell people that I said that, if that makes sense. I'm being overly cautious. It's not that big a deal. And frankly, I'm going to guess that Tommy is not the only person that knows a former Houseguest. I'm sure there's possibly going to hear about somebody else. Remember, Tyler was friends with Morgan and her sister from before, because of previously applying for Big Brother. So I won't be surprised if there's some other connections that we later hear about. I mean, Holly has dated a former bachelorette contestant, and so chances are she's been running around in the reality TV circles enough that she may have known some other people as well. I did see that, so Ica does the ET Canada interviews. I did see a blurb that they had, pardon me, cough button, 1 second. I did see somebody put up a clip that showed that regular ET also had some cast interviews. I haven't seen them yet, but they showed, I think, Kimmy FaceTiming briefly with Rachel, maybe, or Alyssa, with what's his name from Mean Girls that was on Celebrity. He apparently did the Houseguest interviews for Entertainment Tonight USA. I haven't watched those, haven't gone to look, I'm not that interested. I think if I can get through the Ike interviews, I'll have a good enough sense of the Houseguests. They don't seem to, there's not some big revelation that's going to come through one of the other ones. As a matter of fact, Ika was not even aware that Christy was a lesbian, I don't think, or the connection possibly with Tommy, she couldn't have asked about the connection with Tommy, but the fact that she was a lesbian and Ika wasn't aware of it, she said, I would have liked to have known that beforehand, kind of a thing. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe Ika was talking about the potential connection with another house guest, but Ika couldn't have revealed that. So, having that information, I don't know, I guess it could have potentially changed some of her questions. She might have asked about, what if you walk in the house and know somebody, I think that they might have quashed that. I don't know, I'm guessing they pre-screen her questions. They would say, no, you can't really ask that question, which would have made her go like, I wonder why. But I don't think they would have let her, poke around that if they are doing some kind of a connection thing. Anything else? No, not really. I don't think. I just wanted to get on and mention that the house guests are moving in based on the end date. I think it's going to be like 99 days in the house this year, so it's going to be another long season. 99 days. That's a long time, but granted, the first 5 or so days, we aren't watching them anyways. I mean, whether they enter the house on, Sunday or today, what we don't get to see is the initial developments. We don't get to see the alliances forming. I mean, chances are there will be an alliance formed at some point today that will last very far into the season, and we may not know about it. Sometimes you don't find out about these things. Remember, there was a very strong alliance between Jason, I'm going way back here, and Danielle. Now you're all going, Jason and Danielle. When were Jason and Danielle? Yes, Big Brother 3. They formed a secret alliance that we didn't know about until near the end of the season, because they did it all off camera and we never saw it. They did it in an area where the cameras were not on this particular area back in Big Brother 3. There was an actual area where the house guests could go and have talks where we wouldn't see it on camera. And they did. And so, there's a potential. I'm laughing at that Jason and Danielle thing, because at one point during the Ika interviews, I think it was Annalise that right? Is it Annalise? Annalise, yeah. Annalise was asked who her favorite house guests were, and she said Danielle and I can't remember who else. But point is, Ike was like, oh, Danny? Like Danny Donato. Because there's been at least 3 Danielles now. Or have there been 4? Point is, there's a lot of names now that have been recycled. I mean, look, this season, how many of these house guests have we had before? We've had a Holly. I'm looking at my whole list now here. We've had a Holly. We've had a David, or one or more Davids. We've had Nicole. I don't think we've had a Tommy. I don't think we've had a... Wait, Catherine? Was Kathy? Does Kathy count as Catherine? Because we've had a Kathy. We have not had a Kimmy. We've had Jessica's. We've not had a Cliff. We've not had an Ovi. We've had Nick's. I don't think we've had Jack or Jackson's. Have we had a Christy? No. We've had Christine, maybe? Yeah, we've had Christine, but I don't think we've had a Christy. I don't think we've actually had a Sam on Big Brother. We've not had an Annalise, and we've not had an Isabella. But still, we've had quite a few of those names in the past. So there tends to become a confusion when you start talking about past house guests or current house guests. I was thinking about this as well. If you're Nick from Big Brother 9, or 8, was he the last Nick? Or is there another Nick after that? I can't remember right now. There you go, where I can't even remember. Point is, when someone says a name, as happened with Annalise talking with Ika, and Ika went back to a different Danielle than, an older Danielle, Danny Donato. There's been a Danielle since then, right? Another cough button. Hang on. Because Danny Donato was Big Brother 13, and then Danielle Mumfrey, right, from 14. Wasn't that Danielle? apparently she's not. When you say Danielle and Big Brother, you will not think of the most recent Danielle. You'll think of the most either notorious or well-known, person tied to that name. So I'm just wondering if someone like Holly from Big Brother 5 is going, oh, now there's going to be another Holly that people think of when they say the name Holly in Big Brother. Or is she going, oh, thank God. Now when people say Holly, they won't be talking about me in Big Brother. I don't know. It's just something to think about. So, yeah. What I think about. And Nicole. I mean, we have a Nicole this year now. And Nicole that I will think of for at least the near-term future when I talk about Big Brother and Nicole will be, Nicole. The Nicole that won Big Brother and is currently on Amazing Race. I wonder how she feels about having someone with the same name now. Because now when she hears people talk about Big Brother and Nicole, it won't be about her necessarily. Will she be upset? Will it bother her? Or will she be like, good, that's last time my name has to be affiliated with Big Brother? I don't know. All right, folks. That's what I got for you. Again, thank you to those of you who are my CarCast patrons. And I didn't mention it yesterday, but if you want to be a CarCast patron, if you want to say, Mike, thank you for providing me all this information with your silly ramblings every morning or almost every morning during Big Brother season, you can become a patron of my CarCast by going to patreon.com, patreon.com, and I think searching for BBGOSSIP, BB Gossip, my Twitter account, or you can search for Big Brother, and I think it'll come up as one of the options. The other option, or one of the other options, would be our Big Brother Gossip Show, which we also have a Patreon account for that. And if you're a patron of that goes into a collective pot for Scott, Colette, and I that we share for our weekly podcast. Our first one will be Saturday at 9 o'clock. In which we'll go through every one of these cast members and talk about all of our opinions, any other dirt that we've managed to find out or dig up, or just plain find out from other people as well. And we'll talk about what we think, how they think they're going to do, and all those kind of things. And finally, at the end of this CarCast, you'll hear a couple of ads potentially. I did this last January, I think. I use an app called Spreaker, Spreaker, to record these, and it distributes it out to all the different sites, because you can hear this on iTunes, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Spotify. I think I'm on Spotify now. Google Play, I believe. You can find this anywhere, as well as Spreaker. You can find it, and they said you can monetize it. And we'll put commercials in the beginning, in the middle, or at the end of your CarCast podcast, and if you want. And I thought, what the hell? I'll try it. I'll throw them at the end. If people are annoyed, they can just skip past them. If people get really annoyed that they're there at all, they can tell me to get rid of the damn commercials, Mike. They annoy the hell out of me, and I probably will. But I started doing that back in January, and nobody's ever complained. And as of right now, as of yesterday, I think I looked, because I hadn't looked yet. I haven't taken a dime yet, by the way. I got to send in a W-2 to get paid by them. But as of yesterday, I think I looked. I think I'm at like $63 that it's taken in. Understand, most of that was done during Celebrity Big Brother, because that's when I wasn't doing many of these. Not many people are listening. And even during Celebrity Big Brother, it's not a ton of people are listening to this. It's not as big of a fan base for Celebrity Big Brother as regular Big Brother. When I said I was going to do it, I said I would tell people what kind of money I was making doing that. And so that's what the tally is at this point, which is actually kind of nice, because that does in itself offset the cost of the program. Spreaker, I'm on a subscription. The current plan I'm on, I think, costs $50 a year. And so it is paid for itself at this point. I wish I could just flip a switch and just say, just don't give me the money. Just put it against my account. But they will make me take the money, and then they will charge me. I think they've already charged me for this year. For another year, which gives you, I think, up to 45 minutes. I'm going to talk a little about Spreaker for a second. Those of you that were here for just Big Brother stuff, you can probably shut it off now, because I'm going to talk just briefly about how Spreaker works, just for those that are curious. I think the plan I'm on right now lets me record up to 45 minutes per segment. In other words, I'm at 15 minutes right now. I'm recording this on an app on my iPhone, by the way. And I'm at 15 minutes or so. I could go for another half hour if I wanted to, and then it would just shut off. Be like, yep, that's all you get in one session. I think the free version gives you 10 minutes maybe per recording. They used to be free, and then they started monetizing or charging people for it, and that's when things changed. But I initially was at the 10 minutes, I got to talk longer than 10 minutes. And so for this plan, like I said, 45 minutes, and then it keeps up to 100 hours of your podcast that you've recorded. And believe it or not, since they started doing that, I am at 95 hours, 96 hours is all. I've actually recorded only 96 hours, so I'm actually... everything I've ever recorded, I'm not sure if ever counts, but almost everything I've ever recorded is still available. It will eventually start to go away, though, and I'm like, well, you know what? I would back them up and delete them. That's what would happen. I would make a copy. I would download them, and then I would delete them. That's why I'm not at 100, because I should be over 100 by now, but that's what I would do to keep mine cleaned up. But I'm not doing that anymore. I don't really care if my old ones disappear. You're not missing anything. It's old talk, and this is the kind of talk it is. All right. I'm done. I'm parked at work, and I will talk to you guys maybe not tomorrow, because tomorrow is another, I don't think there's going to be any big revelations between today and tomorrow, unless someone is sitting in at the tapings and has a spoiler. Now, think about that. If they're doing two different audiences, maybe that's part of it is because they don't want the same people in the same one. So someone may be able to sit in for one and spoil it, but they won't be in for the second one. I don't know. I don't know if they'll just let the audience stay for the second one if they want to. Say, hey, if you want to watch the second one, just stand back out here again and we'll call you back in an hour. I'm not sure how that'll work. Being as they're actually paying people to do this, it sounds like they're going to have to, it's not like it's just fans showing up. Think about that. There's some people are going to be getting paid $13.25 an hour, which isn't spectacular pay or anything, but it's better than free or better than nothing, to sit there and watch Big Brother being taped. Of course, I don't think they actually get to watch the competitions. I think all they get to do is watch them walk into the house. So 3 or 4 hours just to watch 8 people walk on stage and walk into a house. I don't know. But still, it would be for Big Brother, and I'm sure if they could get the people there would be enough to fill that place more than once over with just us fans that just don't live close enough to it to do it. Trust me, if I lived in the LA area, I would be there. Every chance I had, I would be online waiting to get in there to do this stuff so I could talk. Of course, I'd be talking about it. Maybe that's why they wouldn't want me to do it, because I know that some of the people that get in there, I think they get given a hard time if they talk too much about what they saw. All right, that's it. I'm done. Stay tuned for the ads or fast forward through them. Thank you for listening. Tell your friends about my CarCast if you want to, if they can stand listening to some guy talk to himself and ramble. And remember, we do have our first Big Brother Gossip show on Saturday. Scott, Colette, and I will talk for at least a couple hours, I'm guessing, and tell you our thoughts on the Houseguests. All right, take care, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.